This is Tatum here with Ricky. Ricky, how are you doing tonight?
Doing okay. I was listening for the intro, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it went off. I played
it
it.
I
I
didn't see
did
it on
it.
my screen. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I never saw it.
I did. I did. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys all had a good holiday. Um,
Got it shared over to Kansas Missing.
okay, this weekend. And hopefully we'll ring in the new year um, and have some good news. There have been
Yeah.
few people found just here in the last day. One person that I know of that I had a flyer out got located uh, late last night or last night. So that was
Well,
nice.
good deal.
Yeah, she's getting ready to up. I just got her flyer updated after talking to the detective, and then they got her located. So yeah. And then don't forget, after our podcast tonight, Ricky will have his podcast on KMU.
Yep. 9 o'clock.
And I did get it shared out to the missing persons alerts page as well.
Okay.
So if you got it out on KMU and then it is going on Guardian, we're also out on YouTube.
Good deal.
So, all right. Anything new, Ricky, going on?
Not much new going on. Just trying to keep up with flyers and updates and that kind of thing. Getting ready to go into a new year, so we want to try to get things updated on the pages as best we can.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
so
already getting behind a little bit again.
right. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody. I know at Guardian, you guys feel a little overwhelmed, and then I've been working trying to help Ricky with KMU too. But I guess it's good because people are getting to re-see some of those flyers that we've had out, that those people that still aren't located. So I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to find stuff on our pages. So, but all right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. This is Melissa Trumpy. We do share her every week, trying to help the family get more information out on her case. So I told them that we would air it every week to get more activity on her case. She went missing on October 26th of 2021. She was 37 at the time of her disappearance. She is now 38. 5'10", 165 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. She does have several piercings. She has her nose, her upper lip, 3 studs on her right cheek, and 4 in her left cheek. And you can see in that picture there in the middle. She also has multiple tattoos. She has a heart in the middle of her chest and swallow birds that come up over by her shoulder, her left thigh with a skull, and then it has other multiple tattoos covering the rest of her leg. Her right arm has lotus flowers and koi fish, and on her back she has footprints with names and dates, and you can see her tattoos in a lot of the pictures that we have on the flyer. She was last seen in Moreau, Wisconsin, and was traveling to Shannon, Illinois with her boyfriend. She was last seen wearing a black Michael Kors jacket with an unknown color shirt underneath, blue jeans that had holes in them, and an unknown color shoes. Melissa and her boyfriend had been driving her silver Toyota Tundra, which had been located the next day, and it was abandoned on Bolton Road in Stevenson County, Illinois. All of Melissa's belongings were still in her car. Melissa has not been seen or heard from since. It is out of the ordinary for her not to have contact with her loved ones and not to be with her children. They do suspect foul play in her disappearance. If you have any information regarding Melissa's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Greene County, Illinois Sheriff at 608-328-9400 or the Greene County, Illinois Crime Stoppers at 800-422-7463 or the Carroll County, Illinois Sheriff at 816-244-2635. Her case numbers are G21-08630, also 21-00015 341. She is out on NEMIS, and that number is MP 85898. They're still working hard to keep her boyfriend in jail because he, from what they're telling us, is like he has done a lot of dangerous stuff. They do suspect that he does have something to do with her disappearance, as well as other things. They did have a petition that was going around, but they did lower his bond to $25,000, I believe is what they told me. So, yeah, if you guys could share out her flyer. I know her family is desperate to find her and to get some justice with her disappearance. However, everybody that would know or was with her at the time of her disappearance, they have all lawyered up, and they're not helping at all with the investigation. So I'm hoping we can keep her story out there and in the media, and someone will say something that knows something. So the next case is out of Kansas. I did the flyer. I don't know if Ricky wants to read it. It's on Blanca Choco, I believe is how we say her name. The only update that I will give really quick before Ricky talks about her case is she did go missing the same day from another individual that was at the same house. That girl has been located, but Blanca is still missing. So, Ricky, do you want to go ahead and talk about Blanca?
Yeah. Okay. Blanca. She is 6 her home has not been with any contact with anyone since she left her well-being. She is 16, 5'4", weighs 135 pounds, brown hair, shoulder, about dimes, vaccination. Blanca could be headed to Mexico, California, Nebraska, Tennessee, Minnesota, Guatemala. If you have any information regarding Blanca's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Garden City Police Department at 626-1300 or Detective Aguero at 620-315-7617 or KBI at 785-296-4017, or you can call 411 for tips. The case number is 01457. And see if we can't get Blanca located and back to where she needs.
Yeah. So the other individual that had left, they left a few hours apart from the same place, and she was located, I believe, the day before yesterday. That she actually they
didn't even know that.
Yeah, had found her. So, but I know law enforcement. I did talk to the detective. Law enforcement is still very active on her case and trying to get her back home and safe, because they were concerned, if, as you can see, all the areas that she possibly could be going to. So right. I'm hoping she will get found. All right. The next case is out of Iowa. This is Erin Pospisil, I guess. I'm not quite sure how you say her name.
I'm not sure on that one. Pospisil, I guess.
Pospisil, I guess. Yeah, she's missing out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. She went missing on June 3rd of 2001. At the time of her disappearance, she was 15. She is now 36. Her height was 5'3", 125 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. As you can see, there has been a couple age progression photos of Erin. There's not a whole lot on her case. She was last seen at her home wearing beige overalls. Excuse me. If you have any information regarding Erin's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Cedar Rapids Police Department at 319-286-5375. That case number is 2001-11725. She is out on NEMIS, MP 2959. She also still has an NCMEC number 919997. just not a whole lot out on her disappearance. And that's a long time to be missing.
Yeah,
So,
it's quite some time. I'm familiar with her face, but I'm not sure on details on the case.
yeah, I'm gonna try to do a little bit more research, see if I can find some more out there on there. I had an individual ask me to really look into Iowa on cases because I guess they have a pretty huge trafficking
Really?
rate up there. Yeah, and a lot of disappearance. So I told him I would try to start really looking into that area as well. So,
I'm looking at something real quick here.
okay.
Charlie Project's got quite a bit on her case.
Okay. I'll go out there and look at that.
Yeah, there's a lot on Charlie Project.
And I'll get her updated. That's also something that Ricky and I are both doing is updating flyers as we get more information on the cases and stuff like that. So you guys should be seeing a lot of updates and stuff. I have done some age updates and updates that I've gotten from law enforcement and stuff. And I know Ricky's been doing that as well.
Interesting. I'm reading through it a little bit. It says the investigation into Aaron's disappearance leans towards the theory that gang members in Cedar Rapids and an area of Chicago, Illinois called Ghost Town may be involved in her case. Interesting.
I'll have to get her
quite
updated.
lengthy. You'll have to go through it.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that. Get her flyer updated for you guys and get it posted. All right. Our next case is out of Missouri. This is Bradley James Waterhouse. He does go by B. He is missing out of Farmington, Missouri, December 8th of 2019. He was 27 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 30 years old. He was 5'9", 150 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. Bradley may go by the names B, Brad, Miss B, or he may spell his name Bradly. Bradley does have 4 tattoos. If you look at the photos below, he had the word bad on his upper left arm, and that was BADD, and Bossy Rector in a music note inside his lower left arm. He has Sam, Katie, and Jesse on his upper right arm, and on his lower right arm, he had Queen, the $sign, a diamond, a clover, a heart, and a spade on it. Bradley may dress in women's clothing. On the day of his disappearance, he was walking down Patience Avenue in the Eagle Estates trailer court in Bonteria, Missouri, towards a friend's house. If you have any information regarding Bradley's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the St. Francis County South Farmington, Missouri Police Department at 573-756-3252 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 866-362-6422. His case number is 2000191. And on his case, from talking to different individuals, they have a feeling that there could be some foul play in his disappearance as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So hopefully someone knows something and that they will, get some information and he can get located. Because I know his family is missing.
Is he considered transgender, or is he just favor women's clothing, or?
It's never came out that they feel like he is transgender, but he does dress up as a woman. So that has never been told to me that is specifically what he identifies with.
Gotcha.
So sometimes he'll go by, Brad or Bradley. And then sometimes he goes by B or Miss B. A lot of people did know him by that name as well. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was just half and half, but no one's ever came out and said that he specifically identifies as that.
Gotcha.
And if anybody knows and wants to let me know, that would be great. But I know Ricky and I have issues when we have put up flyers on transgender. Um, that's one thing neither Ricky or I tolerate is people wanting to be political or attacking families or making comments about the individual. We're here to find missing people. We're not here to judge anybody for their preference of what they identify with, if they have
Right.
drug addiction, alcohol addiction. I mean, that's not what we're here for.
Right.
If you guys are out on our pages and you see anybody doing anything like that, please message us if we don't catch it. It's definitely not tolerated for us.
Definitely.
You'll get banned. That's just the way it's going to be. So, but we have had a few issues of people attacking family members or attacking other people on it, and we're just not going to tolerate it. So that's what we're here for, is to find missing people. All right. Our next case is Christian Hernandez. He is out of Arkansas. He went missing from Fayetteville, Arkansas on December 30th of 2020. At the time of his disappearance, he was 18. He is now 20 years old. He was 5'10", 124 pounds. His hair was blue at the time of his disappearance, but he is naturally brown-headed. His eyes are brown as well. Christian does have 4 tattoos. I do have pictures of 3 of them on the bottom. He has a tattoo on the inner part of his right leg of a squid. I do not have a picture of that. He has a tattoo on his right lower inside arm of a skeleton holding a rose. He has a line design of a heartbeat on his right wrist. The picture that I have of that is not his actual, but that was the closest that the family could find of what it looked like. He has had the name Jenny on his upper left arm. Christian was left his home at about 11:30 a.m. When he left, it was 20 degrees and snowing. When he left, he was wearing a maroon t-shirt, black and gray shorts, a black beanie hat, no socks, and no shoes. He took his medication and a butterfly knife with him. He did not have any of his identification on him. If you have any information in regards to Christian's disappearance or know his whereabouts, please call the Fayetteville Police Department at 479-587-3555. That police report number is 2022-009715. He is out on Namus MP 76779. So I know they have done some searches for him. Like I said, the weather, it was 20 degrees, and I don't know if anybody's been in Fayetteville or Arkansas when it's wintertime, but it gets pretty cold down there. There's, wilderness all around and stuff, and no one has seen, they don't know if he got in a vehicle with somebody or, what, but he was wearing no shoes. No socks.
That's concerning that he wasn't dressed for the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I know his family desperately would like to have some answers of where he is. All right. Do you want to do the case out of Nebraska? Frank Boy Blackwater for me, Ricky?
Sure. Let me pull it up where I can see it a little better. Okay. Water was 57 when he went missing. He's now 160 pounds. I've seen at the Met desk getting supplies. He is transient, but it is unusual for him not to have contact with his family. Regarding Frank's disappearance, or you know of his whereabouts, please call Lincoln Department at 241-6000, which is 0194467. His name is profile number is MP56543. See if we can help get Frank located and make sure he's okay with his family.
Yeah. All right. Our next case is out of Mississippi. This is Jerry Wayne Robinson out of Pachuta, Mississippi. He went missing on November 27th of 2021. He was 71 years old. He is 5'9", 200 pounds. He is bald. Eyes are brown. He does have medical conditions that can cause him to have impaired judgment. Jerry, at the time of his disappearance, that he was in the area of County Road 16 in Jasper County, walking in an unknown direction. It was said that he may be accompanied by Lester Cornell Jefferson. Lester, at this time, is not believed to be involved in Jerry's disappearance. Jerry has had no contact with his family, and he left his cell phone and his wallet behind in his disappearance. If you have any information regarding Jerry's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Jasper County Sheriff at 601-764-2588 or the Mississippi Department of Public Safety at 601-512-0100. Case number is C21-00001455. With his case, they are concerned about foul play. Yeah, he had a caregiver. From what I'm being told, he had a caregiver, and for him to just walk off and not come back, like the whole story, I guess, is a little weird. And then there's some stuff with his financials that it's not making a whole lot of sense.
Wow.
So the family is highly concerned about his safety. There's been no trace of him.
I'm sure somebody out there somewhere knows something.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping they will. Just speaking to his family, they just are devastated, and there's just been no movement on his case at all.
Right.
So, all right. Our next case is out of Colorado. This is Jacob Cameron Paddock Weeks. He is missing out of Morrison, Colorado since February 2nd of 2019. He was 27 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 31. Height is 5'11", 150 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Jacob has a tattoo warrior on his right forearm, spade with love life on his left side of his abdomen, a skull holding a tire and wings with flames on his left calf, Colorado with mountains and a sun in the background on his left forearm. All those tattoos are pictured below on his flyer. Jacob's vehicle belonging to him and believed to be driven by him was in a minor car accident near milepost 246 on Highway 285 in unincorporated Jefferson County. A person matching Jacob's description was seen leaving on foot. Jacob was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans. The Colorado State Patrol investigated the accident, and nothing indicated that he could have been injured. Jacob's cell phone was left in the car, and Jacob has not been seen or heard from again. If you have any information regarding Jacob's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Jefferson County, Colorado Sheriff's Department at 303-271-8195, case number 19-2571, NamUs at MP 60741. I thought it was kind of odd that someone saw him walking off, but they never stopped to say anything to him if his car was in an accident.
Right.
But again, I know you would think that you would have seen something if he walked off in a certain direction that, he would have been found. But they didn't think he had gotten hurt. So
Right.
I always think if you have a car accident, if you got a head concussion or something like that, maybe you're just not thinking straight and, but I'm hoping something will come about in his disappearance and get him back home. Our next case is Cassandra Ramirez. She's from Bronx, New York, on September 19th of 2018. At the time of her disappearance, she was 25. She is now 29. She's between the height of 5'2" and 5'3", 100 and 130 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She has a Pisces tattoo on her left hip and Jaden Isaiah on her wrist. She has 8 scars underneath her left breast and a scar on her forehead and a scar on her pinky finger. Cassandra went missing after leaving her residence on Melrose Avenue at 11:40 p.m. She was last seen wearing blue jeans, a white blouse, gray hoodie, and black sneakers. If you have any information on Cassandra's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the New York Police Department Missing Persons Unit at 212-694-7781. Case number is 2018-1943. NamUs is MP 52542. Hoping that someone out there knows something about her disappearance and they will come out and say something and get her back home.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like somebody on your end's not happy.
No, there's somebody outside. So, okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play the located reel before we go over some of the other cases. Like I said, we have had quite a few located. I didn't actually get them all on this video because Ricky had some more and I had a few more. But here are the ones that I was able to put out there. Okay. Yeah, so it's always nice to see that.
Yeah, it is.
Always nice. They're telling us that there is some audio breaking up with you, Ricky.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I don't know who said hello because it only shows us a Facebook user.
Right.
And someone shared that they shared out for us. So thank you, whoever that was. We greatly appreciate that. Missing persons, I won't give out your name, but I know who you are, says, hey, Tatum. So, hey, how are you doing? Oh, now she's came up and said, Allie says hi. So that's Allie. She is the founder of Missing Persons Alerts nationwide. She has a page for all 50 states. We do work together. And then she has a couple extra ones like Puerto Rico, Washington, D.C. She's kind of all over. And then we also have out another advocate, Saoirse. She does a lot of the Idaho, oh my gosh, Montana. She does a lot of different ones, but she also helps out on the missing persons alert. She helps me out with different stuff. She's great at getting stuff shared and making sure people are following the rules of the pages. So I appreciate both of those ladies. They are awesome at helping out. They do share a lot of Ricky's flyers as well. So we
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here and sharing the podcast.
Let me know if my audio gets any better. I made some adjustments on my end, so we'll see if that helps.
You sound a lot better.
Okay.
I'll let you read like a flyer here in a minute, and because usually that's when it seems like it goes out is when you're sharing a flyer.
Well, what I did was my daughter had her Google window open, and I forgot to close it. So if I close on hers, will make mine cinch me up a little bit. I need to get my computer checked out too and see what's going on. I'm being told I should probably upgrade my video card and my memory. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. And Allie's telling Saoirse hi. Okay. Going on to the next case. This is a case I share every week. From Kansas City, Abby Rain Schaefer. She went missing on May 23rd of 2022. At the time of her disappearance, she was 22 years old. She is now 23. She just recently had a birthday. She's 5'2", 120 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She does have multiple tattoos. As you can see, we have them on the flyer. Ricky does have a flyer out on her as well. She went missing around 12:40 p.m. when she got into an unknown gray car with an unknown male, which is pictured below. The car has been located. There is no information about that male individual that can be released at this time. She was at her home. You can see in that picture where she has the brown crop top and the black leggings on. That is her door camera to her residence where she was going back in to get her cat, which also has been located and returned to family. She was last seen right there on that door camera coming in. She was taken to an address in South Kansas City, Missouri, where she was observed entering the address but never exiting. If you have any information regarding Abby's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Sex Crime and Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5220. Her case number is KC 22035898. Her NamUs number is MP 94235. I'm hoping something will come about. They did last night in Kansas City. They did have a candlelight vigil for her. I was not able to go. So I wish I was able to go, but they did have a candlelight vigil for her. I know detectives are working on her case diligently. So if there's any tips out there that you guys have, if you saw her the day or if you know her or have heard anything out there on her case, please let law enforcement know or send us a message. She has 2 pages you can send a message to. You can send it to Ricky at KMU or you can send it to me here in Guardian. There's some things that are in the works. I cannot release those. I'm sorry, guys, but I will release them as soon as I can. But we're hoping to get her located. I know her family, this was really hard for them this year to go through, as well as all of you families out there. The holidays are hard.
Right.
But this is unusual behavior for her to disappear, to miss birthdays, to miss holidays. It's just not normal for her.
Right.
So, Ricky, you want to share Kaylee's?
Yeah. Sure. Let me locate it here.
And she's missing out of Idaho.
Let me know how my audio is coming across. Kaylee Jenner, missing from Boise, Idaho since October 4th, 2022. She's 15 years old, 4'8", 95 pounds, red hair, hazel eyes. Kaylee has multiple tattoos on both of her arms and hands. She has her ears and nose pierced. She was last seen wearing a black tube sweater and black ripped jeans in the area of 3000 block South Milwaukee Lane on October 4th of 2022. If you have any information regarding Kaylee's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Boise, Idaho Police Department at 208-377-6790 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678. Her NCMEC number is 1462451. Let's see if we can't help get Kaylee located and back to where she needs to be. Has multiple tattoos and she's 15. That's interesting.
Yeah, I have not been able to get any of those tattoo pictures yet. But she's definitely been gone for a while and needs to get back home.
Right.
All right, moving on to Montana. This is Leo Wagner. He is missing from Babb, Montana since April 27th, 2021. He was 26 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 27, 5'8", 165 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He is enrolled with the Blackfeet tribe of the Blackfeet Indian Reservation in Montana. He was last seen near St. Mary / the Babb area of the Blackfeet Indian Reservation around 6:35 p.m. near the West Shore Road. He was wearing blue jeans, a white undershirt, and a blue plaid short sleeve button-up shirt. It is believed by law enforcement that he was on foot, but they thought he was injured. If you have any information regarding Leo's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Blackfeet Tribe Montana Law Enforcement Agency at 407-338-4000. His case number is 210-428-01277. He is out on Mammoth at MP 81200. So law enforcement does believe when he went missing is that he had some sort of an injury.
Oh, wow.
But they have not been able to locate him. So if you do have any information out there, please share his flyer. And let's see if we can get him located.
Definitely.
All right. Okay,
that's a long name.
It is. I'm hoping I do not chop it up. Missing from Arizona, this is Manuel Valentino Frank Molina. He is missing out of Catalina, Arizona on April 9th, 2018. He was 20 years old, and I don't know why I put that he's 20 now. That is incorrect, and I will fix that. He would be 22, I believe. Possibly 23. I will get that fixed on his flyer. Height is 6 foot, 160 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. His hair was short and it was a buzz cut. He may go by the name Tino. He does have his ears pierced. He has tattoos of a star on both sides of his elbow. He has Ashton on the left side of his chest. And he has the anarchy symbol in red and black on his right calf. He has Acme symbols on his right and left forearms. He has a tattoo of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland on his ribs. He has had no contact, and not active on his social media. He did have his phone at the time of his disappearance. He does not have ID due to it and his backpack being stolen prior to him going missing. If you have any information regarding Manuel's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Prima County, Arizona Sheriff's Department at 520-651-4600. His case number is 1-804-17316, or he is out on Namus at MP 50426. So the only pictures I don't have is of the Chester cat.
Wow.
So he has been gone for quite a while. And I apologize, guys, that his flyer's not updated correctly. I will definitely fix that. All right. Do you want to share Nevaeh Lee Kingbird missing out of Minnesota?
Sure. Okay. Give me just a second here. Lee Kingbird missing from, I don't know if I'm going to say this right now, Bemidji, Minnesota. I hope I said that right. Wow. Missing since October 22nd of 2021. She was 15 when she went missing. She's now 16, 5'4", 120 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. Let's see. She goes by Vea, Bay, or Tank. She is enrolled in the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe Leech Lake Band. She was last seen wearing unknown outerwear, blue jeans, and Nike slide sandals. And there's a picture of them there at the bottom there. If you have any information regarding Nevaeh's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Bemidji, Minnesota Police Department at 218-333-9111. Case number with the police department is 21021-095. Her name is profile number is MP88394. And her NCMEC case number is 1438861. Let's see if we can get Nevaeh located and back to where she needs to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Saoirse, you're more than welcome for us, Sharon, Kelsey. And you are right. She has been missing way too long. And I haven't seen a whole lot out on her. I'm not even sure how I stumbled upon her case, but I know I've seen a few people share, but she really could use a lot of shares because her case is not out there as much as I think it should be. So if you guys can get her shared, I know that her family would appreciate it.
Right.
All right. This is a new case that just came to me. Actually, Christmas Day. I did this Christmas Day. Had a family reach out to me about Ricky Green. He does go by Escrow. He is missing out of Million, Georgia. He went missing on November 2nd of 2022. He is 38 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. That picture that is up where it shows not just his upper part of him, that is what he was last seen wearing. Ricky has multiple tattoos. You will have to see the photographs. Almost every photo that I have up of him does show his tattoos that he has. He does have on his right hand, it does say loyalty. He has one of his ears pierced, his lip pierced, and his tongue. He did have a tongue ring in at the time of his disappearance. Ricky does have mental health issues and has been having suicidal ideations. He does have his medications with him when he left, as well as his ID and his food stamp card. There has been absolutely no activity on his food stamp card since his disappearance. Ricky was last seen wearing that blue-collared shirt, jeans, and black shoes. He also was wearing a gold chain, which is in the picture, I believe, the one where he's got the white tank top that he's not holding the phone. But he was wearing that gold chain, and I guess he normally has that chain on. So he was seen on November 2nd of 2022 at 2 p.m. after a friend had given him a ride to Hendrick Street in Million, Georgia. He had had an argument with a loved one, and normally he would leave for a little bit just to clear his head, but he always would return or he would contact family members, especially his children. Ricky could be in the surrounding counties of Million, Georgia, Tennessee, Maryland, or West Virginia. Some of these areas he does have family. However, none of his family have seen or heard from him anywhere. If you have any information regarding Ricky's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Jenkins County, Georgia Sheriff's Department, 478-982-4211 or 478-982-1570. I know that law enforcement down there has been looking for him. His case has been in the newspapers. This is just very much out of the realm for him to not have contact again with his children, and even with the individual loved one that he did have an argument with, he still would always contact. So they are very concerned about his safety.
Right.
So he was, having some struggles, and his family's missing him greatly, especially his children. So if you guys could share his flyer, that would be great. Okay, so out of Florida, we have Sean Reddish. He is missing out of Tallahassee on August 31st of 2022. He is 48 years old, 6 foot tall and 2 inches, 200 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have a tattoo on his upper right arm. He does have medical conditions that do require medication. Sean was seen at the Rocky gas station in Crawfordville, Florida at 7:41 p.m. on August 31st. If you see down in the lower right corner, that is actually from the surveillance of that location. His 2016 Volvo S60 was found abandoned on September 2nd on Spring Creek Highway, just south of US Highway 98. This location is about 3 miles from that gas station where you had seen him on August 31st. Sean's phone, wallet, and keys were not in the car. If you have any information regarding Sean's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call 911 or the Leon County, Florida Sheriff's Department at 850-606-5800 or 850-606-3300. His case number is 2200124613. So another one of those where cases that seem to be a lot lately where the vehicles are getting found, but they're not, the person is nowhere to be found. So I'm hoping something will come up. Some hashtags that Allie is sharing for him. And you are very welcome, Anna. We will keep sharing Ricky and everything and get him around. I hope he gets located soon for you guys. Saoirse asked if the located vehicle was in working order. As far as I know, it was. But I'm not for sure on that. But I can look into it and get back to you.
Well, let's hope he's, hope we can get him found.
Yeah. I always worry about people that have medical conditions and stuff and they don't have their medication, and it's winter time. I mean, I know down in Florida and Georgia, they don't have it like some of us up in the Midwest or West Coast, Northern, where it's cold. But, I always worry about that stuff because I'm just a firm believer people don't just take off and disappear.
Exactly.
Somebody's got to know something out there, and just hope they do the right thing and call it in and say, hey, here's what I know.
Right. Okay, so we're in Oregon. Skylar Terry Alexander Russell Burden. He went missing on October 6th of 2017. He was 23 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 28. He's between 5'8" and 5'10", 135 to 140 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Skylar does have several tattoos. I only really have the pictures of his hands. He has the player across the upper part of his chest, which you can kind of see in that middle picture. He has a tiny man with a ratchet on his right upper right arm, and you can kind of see it in that middle picture as well. I believe they're called the Hatchet Man is what that tattoo is. It looks like the Hatchet Man. He does have a cross on his bicep. His right hand says yours, and the top of his left hand says truly. And those are both shown down at the bottom. Skylar had last talked to his family on October 6th, 2017 in Portland, and said that he wanted to go to Seattle, but it is unclear if he ever did make it there. Skylar normally will travel on foot or he hitchhikes. He may seek food/shelter at a mission or a church. He doesn't usually carry his ID. If you have any information regarding Skylar's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, call the Eugene, Oregon Police Department at 541-682-5111. His case number is 17-16990. His NamUs is MP51889. So he has been gone for quite a while,
Yeah,
you know, and, you know, I worry about people that hitchhike, you know, it's not safe. So I hope that wherever he is okay and
definitely
can be located.
It's gonna get pretty scary out there.
Mm-hmm. I did have an update on another individual. I did not get a flyer. I was helping them trying to get a police report out on him out of Portland, Oregon. Oregon seems to be kind of a hard place sometimes for people to get missing persons reports done. She did contact me. He did contact her. His name was PJ. PJ did reach out to her. His phone was broken, or he had lost it. I can't remember which. And he had went by and his old place of business, and they said, hey, by the way, someone's looking for you. And because she had called and left her name and everything, and he reached out to her. So that made me feel good that, you know, that was a great, you know, right before Christmas that he was located.
Definitely.
But I wish that law enforcement, because I actually, in fact, talked to law enforcement on his case, and they're pretty stickler on who they're going to put out as a missing person and who they're not. And
Right.
I did inform them that they need to change that because they need to follow their statute. So something else to work in, if you're in those areas, we need to be speaking up on statutes being followed, that you need to take missing persons reports. You know, doesn't matter if they're transient, doesn't matter if they're a drug user, you know, doesn't matter if they're adult. That was their biggest thing. He's an adult. He can do whatever he wants. But, you know, just because a friend wants to talk to him, they said they didn't need to do a report. And I didn't think that was good, but I was happy to hear that he was located and he was okay.
Yeah, that is good. That is good.
Because we were worried about him. And so it's just saying there is no time limit on reporting a missing person in Oregon State. You are absolutely right. There's no time limit. But I know a lot of law enforcement, and I mean, you guys know I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement. I work with law enforcement. But, you know, not all the statutes and stuff are passed down, you know, to officers and stuff. I do see some of the states that are working more, and some of the HCs that are out training their individuals. So hopefully the more, they said advocates and a lot of the families have been a huge push on that, where the agencies are taking it more serious about getting those reports done, no matter what. So, you know, thank you guys for, you know, continuing to be that voice for individuals who are missing. And
Most definitely.
all right, we have one more case for tonight. It's an older case out of Tennessee. You guys know that I've been working on the cases in Tennessee. This is Tanya Conley. She's missing out of Memphis on July 2nd of 2020. At the time of her disappearance, she was 27. She is now 30. She is 5'5", 114 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen driving her black 2018 Nissan Versa with Tennessee plate number 6T21P9. She had went to visit a relative in the 200 block of Spoon Hill Drive in Memphis, Tennessee. She did not report to work the next day, which was out of character. She has had no contact with any of her loved ones. If you have any information regarding Tanya's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department at 901-545-2677 or the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department Missing Persons Bureau at 901-636-4479 or 901-636-3700. Case number is 2007-002832ME, or she is on NEMIS at MP90805. And I have talked to the Memphis police, and I know they are happy to get any help to help locate all these missing individuals they have. We did share last week about the fact that they've had around 900 and some just this year out of Memphis. That's one city, 900. And then Ricky, you were saying when you talked to the detectives in Wichita, how many did they have for missing person cases this year?
I believe she said it was 1,800 for a year, 1,800 a year.
In Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing to understand. I know a lot of people don't understand that these detectives are working as fast and as hard as they can. But when you have that many missing person cases, and these guys' units are not big. You know, they have maybe 5 detectives, 2 detectives. To have all those cases, that's a lot of cases and a lot of ground those guys have to cover. So I know law enforcement is greatly appreciative of all the help that we can give them.
Definitely.
So, you know, thank you guys for, you know, sharing and doing that stuff and helping the families and helping law enforcement and bringing in tips, because the more these flyers are shown, the more it puts pressure on individuals that might know something. Or they may not even know they're missing. I mean, we've had a couple of cases where they didn't realize that they were missing, that someone had reported them.
Right.
So, but
yeah, that happened more too.
Yep. So our hearts go out to the families. There's not one flyer that we put out that we will not continue to be the voice for the missing until they're located. We're always here for the families if you need to reach out and talk. I know I have several family that just sometimes they just need a vent, need to talk, have an update, making sure, you know, we're doing what we can. Ricky is in touch with law enforcement. I'm in touch with law enforcement. We both are in touch with families. We'll do whatever we can to get your loved ones found and back home to you guys.
Definitely. Yeah, we don't just stop at making flyers. I mean, if we get information, we relay it on, you know, like you said, we're here to listen to family members if they need to vent or if they need somebody to talk to. You know, we do our best to do that as well. So you know, we don't just stop at making flyers.
Right. We are definitely here for you guys.
Definitely.
Honestly, 24 hours a day, probably. I know sometimes our phones go off a lot and don't ever feel like it's too late to send a message or anything.
Yeah, I may not see it if you send it at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I may not see it until I get up later on, you know, but I'll definitely see it eventually.
And sometimes, don't lie, Ricky, you're still up at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Or you could be like me that got up at 3:30 this morning and started doing stuff.
Right.
I couldn't sleep. So, like we said, if we don't answer right away, it could be either we're working or something. Please don't think that we're ignoring you, because we are not.
Right.
We will
Yeah.
definitely.
As I myself, I work 40 to 42 hours a week at a full-time job away from my computer. So, yeah, sometimes it takes me a little bit to get back.
You are most welcome, Facebook user. I don't know who it is. You guys might have to tell us because some of you guys are showing up and some of you guys are not.
Yeah, and I don't
But
get that because on the other podcast I do, we don't have that problem. So I don't know what the deal is.
right. So you guys are most welcome. Again, I want to say thank you to the advocates that are out there that are help spreading the word. Missing person alerts does a great job. Saoirse, and she does a lot with the Idaho teens, which is great that she does focus on a lot of teens, but she does focus on Indigenous and people out there in Montana, Idaho, Wisconsin. She's all over the West, Oregon, Washington.
Wow.
So she does a lot of stuff out in that area and stuff. So it's always nice to know advocates all over the place, and a lot of us have tried to join together and help each other out and get information out for people. So thank you guys very, very, very much. And again, to all the families that are out there listening, we are definitely here for you. We will share your story. We will keep it alive and always be the voice for you and your loved one that is missing, and hopefully we can get them home soon.
Most definitely.
So if there's nothing else, if you guys have no further questions, we will go ahead and close out for the night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Ricky, do you want to do our closing prayer?
Sure. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight so we could cover these cases and hopefully bring some folks home that need to be found and brought home. And like I say, hopefully these flyers will reach the right ears, the right hearts, and they'll do the right thing and make the call and say, hey, this is what we know. Until we see each other next week, everybody stay safe. God bless, and amen.
Amen. Thanks, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next week.